What's up, gente? It's your homie, the Loke G. We about to speak to Brit. Y'all ready?
So real simple. I'm just gonna throw some stuff at you, and then you can give me your insight. One of the tracks that we were just released that people fuck with is called Survival. Do you remember working on that?
Yeah, I've been working on it.
What do you remember about that project?
And, well, I remember I wrote a verse and I lost it. So I had to make a whole new one. And I remember being with Mr. Unico in the studio. You know what I'm saying? It was, the purpose of the song was to reach out to the warriors of the world, to the other fellow knights, I guess you could call it, to call them out into battle. But it was definitely an experience making this here, as I made 2 different verses for it.
Well, we're lucky that we got the verse that you finally put on there that to stay, because a lot of people really like this track, and I've had some great comments. Let me see what else we have here. One that has not been released yet and is waiting on a mix and master and some artwork. I have it in my list for the album. It's gonna make the album, but it's called Twisted.
Okay.
Do you remember working on that?
Yeah, I sure do. That one was a dark moment in my life. I had to really tap into the darker side of me, I guess you can call it, to really be in character for it. Not only that, but it was kind of a challenge to not talk about the same things that everybody else was talking about on the song. Try to approach at it as a unique way, a unique point of view, to really sound like myself on it, and not like I'm just following the lead of everybody else.
Right, because you're last on that track. You got the last verse. Did you record your verse last too?
Yeah, I recorded my verse after everybody else because I was just talking about the same thing everybody else was talking about on it. So I just scratched it and made a whole new one, and it ended up being at the very ending once everybody already had finished recording their verse for it.
It came out dope. I just tell the people that it came out dope. You definitely put your own spin and twist on what the song was doing, and I think it came out dope.
Thank you.
A different project that we did, but this is an actual whole project because a lot of people remember it. It's called the Checkmate Mixtape. Do you remember being included in that mixtape and being so young?
Yeah, actually, I was a 9th grader. It was the summer of 9th grade, and I definitely do remember that. I talk about that all the time, that I've been signing autographs since I was 15, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And yeah, I do remember that. I remember actually sending them all through the school, even the principal bought one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I remember being at flea market, sending them with Camel, rest in peace. And I remember all those. It was a very brighter time of my life that I can say. And I really enjoyed making it also.
Do you remember recording any of those songs? And if you do, what are the most things that you remember, the key parts about making that full mixtape that was created?
Well, I mean, it was definitely an experience because of the simple fact that it was my first project in series. And at the same time, what I do remember is the struggles that I was going on at the time personally, you know what I mean, streets and all that, and trying to juggle the street life with the music world at the same time, and trying to prioritize, you know what I'm saying, a hard time in my life, 14, 15-year-old, especially juggling with music. One of the main ones I remember making is the actual Checkmate song. I remember the Baby Girl song and the Repio City song.
Do you remember, more specifically, do you remember us having to go like to 3 or 4 different studios and working with different elements, and how the mixtape progressed as we went further into the completion of the project?
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember being at a certain studio we did
With jokes?
about the brainwashers. I believe it was called Brainwash or something like that.
Okay, we was with Jay Luciano.
Yeah, Jay Luciano. And then I remember being at the Separado studio.
Yes.
We got Proof's verse on the Baby Girl song.
Yes, we were definitely out there with
Yeah.
Separado, Big Tex. That was towards the end.
Yeah.
But the beginning, I don't know if you remember, but the beginning of that mixtape started in the studio with just you and Jokes.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. So the jokes really put together, and there was a bunch of mismatched material. And then we had a two songs on a mic, you know what I mean? Freestyle. Rick.
Yep. Yep, definitely. A lot of the freestyle stuff went onto that mixtape.
Yeah, that was really the comment point of view of it. How we were talking about stuff that was going on and trying to make it seem like it was entertainment.
Right, right. Crazy, crazy. I remember it. I remember you being so young and us moving from studio to studio and actually going out there and selling it. We sold and moved just about 5,000 units because that's what I had ordered originally. We started with 5,000 units and we eventually didn't have any. We had a few here and there, you know?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. I even had people reaching out to me. Back in those days, I believe it was MySpace. And people reaching out to me from everywhere, from Corpus, from Dallas, from Austin, that had bought the mixtape. They were trying to reach out to us at the time. And it was really amazing that we were able to reach out so far from just one flea market in San Antonio.
Yeah, real quick, before we finish, I would like to ask you about our latest release called Standing for Something. And what do you want to tell people that are listening to it? It's been out for 2 weeks and it has over 10,000 views on YouTube already.
Well, first of all, I'd like to tell them thank you for your support. And I'd like to remind you that if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for nothing. And I would encourage them to continue searching for what they need to stand for if they don't already know what it is.
Well said, well put. Yeah, this is Brick, the Knight to the Brown Table, the youngest knight, been in the damn game since a little kid. What were your main influences and how did you decide that you wanted to start rapping?
Well, my brother Loke and my brother Peter, I remember back in those days they was either freestyling in a circle, like with all their little homies in the hood at the time. I was so little, I pretended to know what they were talking about. I would fake laugh at their jokes just for that with them to be part of the ball, you know what I'm saying? But I remember the way that they said the words, and I would always think to myself, man, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? And I would do it behind those doors without nobody noticing. And then one day, my brother Loke walks in on me, and I got a whole spiral written down. And he was like, what's that say? And from there on, it was pretty much a rap.
Yep, I remember that. That's super dope, man. This is great. I love bringing old memories back when we talk about good times because it just takes me there physically, emotionally, and mentally at the same time. And there's definitely some good times we're out there putting in the work in the streets.
Yeah, understood.
The artwork that you're sending me from out there, just tell us a little bit about it.
Oh yeah, well, it's my boy Puppet, OG Puppet from Spring Branch, Houston, Texas, is helping me out, and you know, I'm gonna get out him out at the same time, put his artwork out there to let people know that the people back here behind these walls and these fences are not forgotten, we're not dead. You know what I'm saying? We're simply being punished and paying our debt to society. But nonetheless, we do exist, and our art is very real. And a plan and hope to continue doing it for other people besides.
That's great. I love how you're connecting with other artists in there and you guys are putting the passion on the actual art, because I always say that the thing that lasts the ages is basically the art, because that's what transfers the best. Like right now you can go to a church and see art everywhere, or you can go into an old part of the city and you'll see art carvings and stuff. So any type of visual or audible art to me is amazing, especially when it comes with so much passion. That's why I've been promoting. Yeah. Can we expect some new music? Do you guys still in there writing, or anybody you want to shout out in the game out here?
Definitely, man. I make music every day, every single day. I got an artist in here called Little Cody that we plan to connect with, and he's free. You know what I mean? Sergio Armani can comment on this, and he'll tell you because he's seen my stack of music back in 2017, so you can just imagine what it is now. You know what I mean? DJ Cat can comment on it. He's seen my stack of music back in 2019, so he can tell you. You just imagine what I got now. Rebel Child as well. Man, G7, man. This goes on of how many people has just witnessed it from behind these walls. But I can tell you one thing, there's nothing compared to what's going to happen 103. And just remember that art never dies, it's legendary. And as long as I have a soul, I will always have music to say.
KBT, we eternal. We live through you. We love you, Brick. We're waiting on you, and we hope that you keep your mind strong, your body fit, and you continue doing well like you have been.
Yeah, understood, man. I love y'all too. I love everything that my people do for me. You know, a lot of people fell off, but the important ones stayed. And remember, only time can tell. You know, staying through trials and tribulations, we can become knights. And through heat and pressure, we become diamonds.
Yeah. Now, I always say loyalty takes years to prove. I really agree with you.
Yep.
I love you. Looks like we're running out of time.
Love you too.
But we're going to schedule another one for next month, so that way we can do a regular thing until you get up.
Okay, that's the best. I love you, Loke. Se cuidan. Give the kid a kiss from me. KT por vida.
Already. Simón Carnal.
Alright.
Yeah, so that was our conversation with Brick. I hope y'all enjoyed as much as I did. Make sure to drop a comment, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell so you get all my notifications when I drop new content. We got new tracks coming out. Check in the description for all the links. Also all the addresses you need to make sure you write my brother Brick in the Connolly unit. Peace.
Top, I'ma grind non-stop, coming with the realness from my heart.
All these haters, they watching us close now. Brown and proud, got the strap and the law when we